As I sit here in the CEO's chair of PARTA, looking at today's newspaper, pondering my future in the employment section, I was contemplating and thinking about the last 60 years of PARTA. When entrepreneurs decided to create a forum for both the public and private sector to promote and market the Asia-Pacific region in the late 40s and early 50s. By the late 50s, Boeing introduced its first commercial airliner, and the 60s decade came upon us as the American decade. Go west, young man, was the slogan. The funky, the groovy 60s, where sea, sun, surf, and that other three-letter S word you can't pronounce on TV came into power. But also man explored space, and the traveler began to dream about going into space and entering space. The 70s quickly come upon us though, and that was the Cold Era, the ending of the Vietnam War. Boeing introduced the jumbo jet, and this became the big decade. Big was beautiful, big hotels, mega resorts, big airports were built. Manila became a hub for Southeast Asia. Hong Kong and Singapore expanded. And the Asian icon, the Singapore girl, entered the scene. By the 80s, we had the Japanese decade in the Asia-Pacific region. Resorts flourished, Bali, Phuket, Cebu and Penang. And also Australia became an icon in the tourism world globally, not only by hosting the 1988 World Expo, but also with its movies, Mad Max and Crocodile Dundee. Business travel also took off in the 80s, becoming a prominent part of travel and tourism. And China began to lift its visa restrictions, and we began to see the very first groups of Chinese traveling, and the very first groups traveled into China. By the 90s, it was the new Asian traveler. The Southeast Asian tigers, Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia were flourishing and traveling all across the region, all across the world. And we also began to see the first Asian brands come out of the region. Aman Resort, Banyan Tree, Dusit, Shangri-La, Oberoi. And we also we saw the return to the Indochina region. Vietnam and the Mekong area became very popular with travelers. By the second millennium, the computer bug that didn't get us created a very connected world. Luxury travel was a key part of the travel industry. Cultural and emotional travel came into play, and of course PARTA was leading in its green and sustainable travel and tourism efforts. Special tourism also became a niche market for the region. Gaming and adventure travel, medical and wellness tourism, golf, food and shopping became mainstays of tourism travel here. And Asian outbound became a major player worldwide. Social media in the last few years has begun to also change our world. As we see right now in North Africa, Egypt, changes occurring across populations and environments. So the world has become very connected, both online and offline. This ability to change the world in small ways has been the core of PARTA's survival, balancing both public and private sector needs for the benefit of the Asia-Pacific region. The enduring spirit of volunteerism has made PARTA a truly unique association. The world is looking to Asia and the Pacific, especially China and India, for growth and leadership. PARTA has supplied this for 60 years and will continue to do this anniversary year and beyond. Make sure you're a member of PARTA and you have a ticket on this incredible journey. Thank you all very much.